Hi YouTube, it's me. So I am showing myself on the camera, but I don't want people to recognize me on the streets. So I decided, hey, it's quick and easy if I just do some special effects and I could put up my videos a lot quicker. So I just want to talk about my experience. I wasn't sure I was going to share it on YouTube or not, but it was a crazy experience. I was like, I have to talk about it. Okay. Well, I decided to go get my CNN license. Um, I was trying to work back in retail and I was having a difficult time getting work. So I did a birthday party for my daughter. I met one of her friends' mom for the first time. She told me she was a CNA. She told me how much she made. So I was like, you know what, I need to do this. Let me get a job in CNN so I could start working right away. Because I was going to put all my focus on YouTube, but they changed their policy and that really discouraged me. So I decided, okay, let me just go out there and get a job. Long story short, I wasn't sure if I wanted to talk about this because it's very personal. But it was a crazy story. I had to share it. So anyway, I took the course and I scheduled for the exam. And I took the exam and the skills, right? But before I got there, I was 1 minute late for the test. The test started at 8:30 in the morning and I was a minute late. But the guy wasn't there. The instructor, whoever in charge, wasn't there. So when I got there, 30 minutes passed. I was like, what? 30 minutes passed. We supposed to take our test. 30 minutes passed. I was like, this is crazy. Because when you want to take a test and you show up on time for the test, you just want to take it. You don't want to be waiting 30 minutes to take your test. I'm like, what the hell is going on? So I went to the office. I was like, are we going to have a test or what's going on? Because I want to know if they canceled. She told me the guy is on his way and he's running late. I was like, what? It's 30 minutes. Like, I would think they would have canceled it after 30 minutes. But I think he came like an hour, right? He was an hour late. We started like an hour on the written test. Now some of the people who took the test, English is not their first language, so they spend longer on the written exam. So I was like, okay. I finished real quick. I didn't have time to study for the written material because I spent all my time learning the skills. Because when I attended the school, we didn't do a lot of skills. We didn't practice the way I feel in terms of building up my confidence. I feel like I wasn't ready because we didn't do that many skills. But anyway, he was late, and then there's some people who only came for the written exam, and some people only came for the skills, but I came for both. You're supposed to do both. And I was asking them how they were able to just come for skills or to just do the written, because I didn't want to take both at the same time. But some of them, one guy, he told me he scheduled both and then he rescheduled the other one. That's how he was only able to just take one. Some of them, of course, either failed the written or they passed the written and failed the skills. So they have to show up for one of the exam. So I was like, all right. I say, so after when they found out, before we took our written exam, it's all girls, right? And they found out he was a guy. Some of them was flirting and say, oh, let me fix, jokingly say, let me enhance my breasts, my butt, let me flirt. Maybe we pass. They're joking around, right? So anyhow, he came. We did a written exam. He didn't even tell us our scores. So I didn't know whether I fail or pass. So I was like, okay, I guess he's gonna give us the scores at the end of the test of the skills. So some who came for the written exam had to wait till the skills were done to get their scores. And some people were saying you could just sign on online. I couldn't find the test scores. It was hard to sign on. Like I signed on, but I didn't know where the test results were. So anyhow, one guy who came from the skills, he was so angry that he found out that the guy was late. Cause he was wondering why he didn't start it. He had to go to work. He had to pick up his kid. So he was pissed off. So he said it wouldn't, but I didn't realize when you do the skills, yes, you have to do 5 skills, right? And it's 5 minutes each. But it didn't dawn on me that the skills would take about an hour for 2 people. It didn't cross my mind. I'm thinking we're going in and out because it's 5 minutes. But when you add 5 times 5, that's 25 minutes. And 20 for 2 people, that's 50 minutes. So that's like 1 hour. So I didn't know that I would have to wait every hour for him to test 2 people. Like I know, but it's like it didn't cross my mind. I was end up being there and I had to pick up my son. So I was like, oh man. I said by the time because mine started at 2 and I have to pick up my son at 3. So I was like, damn. I say, since the guy, I was partner with the guy. So I was like, he was upset that the guy was late. So he said we could move it up the instructor if we want. He told the guy that, but he was my partner. But I wanted to go. So he slept it off waiting to do his skills. So I was like, you know what? After he finished with the first group, because me and the guy was group number 3, I said, let's go and see if we could just skip them and see if he will let us go before them since we both have to pick up our kids. We both have to go. So we asked him if we could go next instead of waiting on our turn. The guy told us no. I was like, oh, okay. So I was going to leave, and then the other guy, my partner, he just blew up. He flipped. He was like, this is ridiculous. You was an hour late, blah, blah, blah. But he did told us earlier, like, because he was upset that he was late, that we could go ahead if you want to. But we didn't say yes or no. We just left it. But after he spent so long on the first group, or maybe the group was taking long, I suggest that we should go in front of them and see if the instructor was okay. But he wasn't okay with that. He was the only one there, and my partner blew up. He got so pissed, and he said he's not leaving and everything. And what happened is they just renting a spot. It's not like the company, the building where they did the state exam is the spot they rented. They rented a spot at the school. So the people who work at the school, they're not affiliated with the state board. So they try to calm him down and stuff. And he needed, it was odd. It was like 9 of us who had to take our skill. So my partner left and I felt really bad. I was like, I shouldn't say nothing. And 10 minutes gone by. It took him, like he left after 10 minutes. So I was like, oh no. I don't know if I could wait. Wasn't sure if I could stay for the skills. So I was thinking about leaving because I had to pick up my son. The facility was close to my house. So it's not like some people travel really far to get there. Some people don't even live in the county. They had to come out their county just to take the state test. So it's not a problem for me because it's not far. It's like, I believe it's probably 10 minutes from my home on a car. It's not really that far. So I didn't mind missing it, but I will try to see if I could reschedule since he was late. But I waited on the second group. I said if they don't come out by 2:10, I'm going to go. Because I have a 10 minutes grace period to pick up my kid. So they came out at 2:10, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna go. And he said, who wants to go first? I said, I want to go first because I'm nervous. So I went first, and I was stressed. I was nervous because he was late, and I had to pick up my son. I didn't know we were spending the whole day there, So I was really stressed out. But I went first, and what skill that I had to do? Hand washing, mouthwash, the weight, the scale, the PPE, and the elastic stockings. Those are my skills that I was tested. I was happy. I was like, that's easy. But I really messed up on the mouthwash. But if you mess up, you should just say, oh, I'm going to go back, and you start all over and say, okay, I'm going to wash my hands before I start. And like if you know you miss a part, so I did miss a couple parts, but I remember and I go back. The weight part was really hard. The weigh someone, it was a funny looking scale, and I was like, I am not going to fail this one because this is too easy for me to fail. But the scale was so funny because they had the way they weight you in America and the way they weight you in England. England used a different way how they weight people. So I was like, I figured out, it took me a while, but eventually I figured out how to do the weight. So I did the weight. Now, it was my partner turn to do her skills because y'all practiced on each other. And what happened was she did her hand wash. She messed up on the weight. Because remember, the scale is a funny looking scale. I never see a scale like it because they do two measurements. So the guy he didn't tell her whether she passed or failed, but he was saying, look at it again. So I thought they would have continued with the skills so I could leave. And then I saw 3 o'clock, and he's trying to tell her, okay, just look at it and make sure this is right. But, I couldn't wait. Like, if he would have continued with the skills, and then I could go. But I told him I had to go pick up my son. He got upset with me. I was like, oh, I hope I don't fail the test because I'm going to leave early, you know. But after he gave me the long speech, if there was nobody to take her place, then what would have happened? What if he was in that position? If he gave me the long speech, I was like, yeah, but I thought you would have continued with the skills. If you would have continued with the skills, I would have stayed. So I'd say I had to go. And I begged somebody if they could take him for her place. Because they all were staying to wait for their score. I was like, I'm just going to go online. I got to pick up my son. I can't bring him there. I got to pick up my son. So I left. I did that. So I got home and I told people what happened, whatever, and they say that's crazy. Then they understand you have your kid. Nobody understands when you have a child, it seems. But I got home and I was so happy I passed. And some of them were saying, I better pass because he was late. I better pass. I wish I would have known if everybody passed. And I would have liked to know if everyone passed since he was really, really, really late. Don't want to say where I took the test because I don't want to get him in trouble or whatever. I don't know if I will get myself in trouble. But and I was just saying to myself, and then I was telling people that knew me that if I had to take this test in New York, that would never ever happen. Nobody, like for a state exam, nobody would be late. Like, stuff happens for like an hour late. Like, no way, that wouldn't happen. I would at least think they would have canceled. They didn't even cancel. So that was how I passed my CNA exam. That was my experience. It's very rare and unique. So that's why I want to share with y'all. I plan on doing the LPN. I passed the recommend for the T-score. The T test was super hard, way hard. I took my T test to get into the LPN program. So tomorrow I should know whether if they're going to have a program or not, because they need a certain amount of students. And my score wasn't that high to get in, but it wasn't that low. So it also go based on the highest score. So I will know by tomorrow if they're going to open the class for the spring. If not, I will have to wait in the fall to start. So I could go to other schools, but it's really cheap. It's right now it's 14,000 compared to other schools. They're like 20,000 up. So I really want to go to the school because of the price. I don't want to spend that much money going to the school. So that's my story for the CNN. I decided to do it because it will give me the flexibility to take care of my kids and work. So I will have flexibility. And with retail, you don't have flexibility. It's whatever they tell you that you have to work. Even as the store manager, you have to work those hours. So that's why I decided to go the CNA route. It's quick, it's fast, and you get hired right away. I have applied for a job already, and I got the job. It's for a home health care, home health maid or whatever, home health care. But I'm just waiting for a case. But at the time, I didn't have my CNA license. I don't know if I mentioned it, but I did pass. I got home and I found out I passed, so I'm happy about it. But we'll see how it goes. So that's my story. That's how I got my CNN license. So if y'all have any questions, leave a comment. All right? Bye.